Hey guys, I'm Deepthi and in this video we are going to be swatching affordable lipsticks that are similar to one another. It is sort of like a dupes video, but I cannot promise that the alternatives I'm showing are necessarily affordable because it's really hard to find some shades, and these were some of the most requested shades on my channel, so it's very hard to find them in a very affordable category compared to these popular shades. I've even right before filming this video I tried to swatch and make sure that most of these shades are very similar to each other. Time is not very surplus for me right now, and so it is a little bit harder to do these videos, so I don't really have them in an enormous amount like how I used to, but I have some really good alternatives I think a lot of you guys would really like, so let's get going. First up, I have the shade called L'Oreal Plait, and if you have Revlon Black Cherry, you don't really need to pick up both of this. One of it should do. Of course the finish is very different, so if you wanted a more satin finish you can try out L'Oreal one. If you wanted a little bit more of a matte finish you can try out Revlon. Revlon is also not like that complete ultra matte finish. It has sort of a little bit of a shine to it, but on the lips I really like the way the L'Oreal lipstick looks. I feel like the Revlon one exaggerates all of the dry patches on my lips, but in terms of shade they are quite similar. Now also from L'Oreal I have the shade called Worth It Intense that a lot of people really like, and in a shorts video I mentioned that Nykaa Deja Nude is a dupe for this one, and a lot of people went crazy. They were like, are you sure? Because the Deja Nude we have doesn't look similar to this, it has more red and all of that. So my Deja Nude is almost, I think, at least 5 years old. I'm not sure if they've reformulated it. I forgot to mention that in that video, so I'm not including Nykaa Deja Nude. However, my Deja Nude, the one that I have, is exactly similar to this one. It is from their first launch. So if any of y'all have that, please compare these two shades and let me know if they're similar or not. But if you have Lakme Brown Walnut, this is from their priming matte lipstick range. These two shades are very similar, and I love the formulation of the Lakme lipstick as well, although I feel like it's just not as pigmented as the L'Oreal one. You need to build on it quite a bit. The next one I have is Color Bar Hot Latte, which is also their newer shade. If you wanted a comparison of the old versus new shade of Color Bar Hot Latte, check out my shorts video because I've done all of that there. But the newer one has a little bit more brown to it than the older Hot Latte, which was a little bit more mauve, which I didn't like that much. I like the newer one so much better on me. And a shade very similar to this, a little bit more affordable, is from Lakme. This one is from their Forever Matte Liquid Lipstick range, and this is called Nude Latte. Just that the lasting power of the Lakme one is not nearly as much as the Color Bar one, but it's also not as drying as the Color Bar liquid lipstick. So it is for you to choose which one you're looking for. I can't vouch and tell try this, try that, because I don't know what people are looking out for. Is it affordability? Is it less drying, more long lasting, but also a little bit drying? So it is for you to choose. Next one is Swiss Beauty Brandy Harrington. Before you accuse me of lightening the shade or manipulating it, this is the newer Swiss Beauty Brandy Harrington looks like. And a shade similar to that is from Staze, which is called Brown Spice, which I never thought I'd see the day where this shade in Brown Spice would look similar to Brandy Harrington. Brandy Harrington is a little bit deeper, but yeah, this is what we have so far, something that is similar to the newer one. Another shade, maybe not very similar but a little bit more red, is Blue Heaven Chocolate Swirl. Swiss Beauty is a little bit more mauve. These are similar color families, but just a little bit of an undertone difference. Next we have a new launch from Maybelline, which is their Serum lipstick in the shade Make It Work, which is a satin finish. And a shade similar to that is from Swiss Beauty. This is from their Select range, which is called Toasted Brown. Now the shades are 100% similar, but the Swiss Beauty lipstick doesn't have as much shine as the Maybelline one does. But Swiss Beauty is extremely comfortable on the lips in such a good formulation, so you can pick and choose the one you like. And then we have a beautiful shade from Revlon called Rumberry, which is a super lustrous formulation. Although the formulation is not the same, I have a similar shade from inside which is called Versatile, which is more of a matte finish. So you can see how they look like side by side. Next up, someone asked me to find a similar shade to Wet n Wild's Berry Recognize, which I think has now been discontinued, and I couldn't even get this one to apply properly on my lips because while I was applying, the applicator broke and it's not pigmented enough anymore. This used to be my go-to lipstick about 10 years ago. But a similar shade I have is from Nykaa. This is their all day matte liquid lipstick in the shade Girl Gang. This one I initially thought is not very similar, but actually on my lips I feel like they are very similar shades, just a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more even in terms of application, but a drying formulation nonetheless. So if you wanted something similar to Berry Recognize and you're okay with a little bit of a drying formulation, you can try out the Nykaa all day matte liquid lipstick. But this is very long wearing. That is something I have to give it to this shade. So I'm just here comparing the shades, not formulation, but not like the Wet n Wild one was very comfortable to begin with. Next one we have is from Lakme. This one is called Dark Cherry, and we have a similar shade from Lakme itself, which is called Nude Pink. Next we have a very beautiful shade from NYX called Mocha Wet, and a shade similar, I wouldn't call it 100% match, is from My Hues. This is in the shade Heat. Now Heat is not as mauve as Mocha Wet is, so that's the only difference. This has a little bit more brown to it, but on the lips the shine, the way they look is very similar. Both of these don't stain my lips or anything like that. And we have Colors Queen Hibiscus. If you have Mars Berry Jam, both of these are exactly the same. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Now if you want me to continue this and want me to find more such similar shades, let me know which shades you want me to find out for. Like, be specific of the shade, leave the names in the comments, and I will sit and swatch and try to find as many similar shades as I can. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.